So this is lesson 38, algebra 2, powers of sum solving by factoring only 0 equals 0. Alright, so we're going to start with something like x squared y to the third z to the fifth, and we're going to put that to the power of 2. Now if you remember right, when there is just a parenthesis sign separating the exponents, you multiply the exponents. And you get that for an answer. Alright, we're going to go a step further and we're going to talk about something that I've seen over and over and over students struggle with. And we'll see if we can make it so that you don't struggle with it. If I have, in parentheses, 2x squared plus 3y, and I square that, a lot of students will give me 4x to the fourth plus 3y squared. Oops, not even 3y. They'd give me 9y. Alright, one of the things that you need to learn about algebra, and I know it's bad news, but if it's an easy way to solve it, you're probably not doing it correctly. Algebra has a tendency to be a little bit more of a challenge than what we would like it to be, so that means that that answer is not going to be correct. When we are doing problems like that, we do what is called, and you've done it before, the FOIL method. First, outside, inside, and last. Remember that? First, outside, inside, and last. Alright, and that's what we do when we have two parentheses where we have two terms in each parenthesis. This squared means that we have 2x squared plus 3y times 2x squared plus 3y. And when I say first, that means I multiply the first numbers together. First numbers together, 2 times 2 is 4, x squared times x squared would be x to the 2 plus 2, and I'm done with my f. Now outside means the outside numbers get multiplied. So 2x squared times 3y would be 2 times 3 is 6. Nothing to multiply the x by, nothing to multiply the y by, so I just stick them on there. And I'm done with that. Now the inside means the inside numbers, this one and this one. These are the ones that are on the inside. They're closest. So 3y times 2x squared would be 6x squared y. And last, this number and this number are both the last numbers. 9, 3 times 3, y times y is y squared. Alright, in a lot of cases, these two numbers will be like terms and we can add them. And we can only add the 6 and the 6. The x squared y are just tagging along. Whenever you add, they just tag along. And we get that for our answer when we do what is called the FOIL method. And that is also called the horizontal method as far as solving these. And you need to be aware of the horizontal method using the FOIL method. But I would also like you to be familiar with what is called the vertical method. And that's what we're going to spend just a minute doing. We're going to do the exact same problem, but I want you to see how it's done because I'm going to ask you to be able to use that method as well. And the way that works is we write our terms like that, but we stack them. And we do them just like a regular multiplication problem, such as 23 times 32. Okay, when you multiply 23 times 32, what's the first thing you do? You multiply 3 times 2 and get 6. Well, that's what we're going to do over here. We're going to multiply this times this and get 9y squared. Okay, what's the next step over here? You multiply 2 times 2, right? And you get 4. We're going to do the same thing here. We're going to multiply this times this. Now, one of the things you do is you put the sign there. 3y plus times 3y is a positive 9y squared. Now we're going to multiply these two together. So we get 2x squared times 3y. So 2 times 3 is 6. X squared y. Alright, next step when we're looking at multiplying here is we multiply these two. And that's what we're going to do here. We're going to multiply these two. And when we multiply these two, where does that number go? It goes right there. And when we multiply these two, where does that number go? It's going to go right here. So 2x squared times 3y is 6x squared y. Okay. Next step, after we do this times this, is we multiply 2 times 3, and we get 6. So we're going to do the same thing here. We're going to multiply those. And this is a plus. And I get 4x to the 2 plus 2 is 4. Alright, let's combine like terms. And combine those two. And there's our answer. Okay, it's the exact same answer as we got when we used the FOIL method. It's just another method of doing the same thing that comes in handy. Okay, so let's look at